Oh, after that, after those 3 picks, I was thinking, what in the world are they trying to do?
Like, there's only
And they
so much
failed.
better your draft can get. So, they did give away quite a bit. So we'll see how things change as we head out onto Dragonshire for our second game.
Oh yes. Let's see, Dragonshire Tempest. They haven't even banning the Haka as a first ban. So we'll see in this game how much they actually focus on the global. Falstad very likely as a pick for both teams in this game as well.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be picked game one, honestly, but wound up going with the Medivh instead. Can still absolutely go with this. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, they banned Haka first yesterday in their game.
Yeah, I think so.
So absolutely the possibility for that to come through once again. I would say that we should still see our top 3 picks be the top 3 picks, with one team taking Malfurion, as long as there aren't any crazy bans that really disrupt that, because you still have to do things like ban Genji, certainly a good hero to take off the board. I think most teams do that. I'm waiting.
Yeah, Malfurion is still so powerful.
There's the Genji ban. Not really a huge surprise. Wouldn't be surprised if this is Dehaka.
Remembering now, I think it was actually Miracle banned against Tempest, but it was actually a Dehaka ban.
Same logic behind it, though, right?
Very similar, and Miracle had the second ban, so Tempest should be thinking about the global as well. But you don't want to give up Malfurion. It's going to go to Merryday. Debatable.
What is going to come through? I mean, we could always see something way out of line, like I think was it yesterday? Maybe last week we started seeing Urel's first ban. I'm like, okay, well that's probably a lot to take out. It's Maev instead.
Yeah, it is a throwaway ban, and it's the Malfurion pick. You knew that was coming, and it's to not ban out one of the ones that you are having the chance in. Because once you ban either one of those 3 ones, you can't really have your own hands on it right after. So a throwaway, making sure they don't have Maev. You're good to go.
So they did want, instead of taking Malfurion away and giving up either Urel or Phoenix, they just wanted to take both of those, and I think it's still a good choice for Tempest. I mean, honestly, I was surprised to see BlossoM pick Malfurion after giving all 3 away last game. I thought that they were just going to consistently have plans to deal with a predictable draft, but I think that's the scariest thing about Tempest, is that they play standard so well that no matter how creative you are, the reason that a lot of times teams or regions or players aren't quite so creative is because in order for that to work, it has to be able to beat the standard, and BlossoM haven't shown that they can.
And now this may be a Gondar ETC, I'm having a feeling. And maybe a little flex in the team, as we saw. The Haka ban, of course, coming on second ban, that was pretty quick. And again, Anubarak taking just sniping onto Sign as they already picked the ETC.
Yeah, I don't think you want to allow a Nubarak through to Sign. We saw what happened yesterday, but also today. Glad to see that out of there. The Dehaka, I guess, makes sense because of what we talked about earlier, limiting those globals. But Falstad's still out there.
Maybe what they're thinking. Let's have a grab onto our Falstad and remove the global, because they already chose all the tanks, and Sign already having a pretty big of a hero pool. He can still play Tyrael, Muradin just like game 1. Still Garrosh out there as well. Against CTC, not too bad.
Yeah, Garrosh would make a whole lot of sense. When we talked about how either Garrosh or Johanna were very popular possible in that our first game, but obviously things changing quite a bit. It's still the Muradin for Tempest, but they're going to switch things up and bust out the Karazim.
I think Karazim really hints us that it may just be Falstad to finish the draft, making sure they have a global, and 7-sided, which pairs up pretty well with the Gust. And they have massive practice onto those.
Yeah, I was going to say, that combo is very iconic. Works pretty well.
Understanding that BlossoM, they won a beach, but one against. What goes well enough against Zirel? Are we going to see something crazy from Wiz, who's on the camera? Oh, 0-2? Oh, steals away false step, first of all.
I don't know. I always hesitate to see teams steal rather than go for a cohesive plan themselves. I mean, obviously this is Dragonshire and Falstad is just going to be good kind of regardless. But there's the solo lane response to Yrel via Blaze.
And the Thrall, which they tried once again yesterday against Miracle, having Yrel and Thrall together, which gave them some more CC, sustain as well, and just making sure Phoenix has an escape route with that Thundering as well. So that did come against Miracle, which was a long game, but they did actually have a win. So this is a unique draft for Tempest, and this map only.
That is certainly, and you would always expect to see Tempest just kind of basically on their home turf, right? So certainly very familiar. Even though things are a little bit new, it's going to be exciting to see if maybe BlossoM's plans go better this time and they can mix up and divert us from 3-0 City. Of course, they do have a tall task ahead of them as Tempest look pretty unfazed as long as they don't have to pause for any extracurricular activities. And away we go on to Dragonshire.
The reason why I was mentioning Gerardo was because I was just assuming if there's a chance that Falstad may come out for the 5th pick of Tempest. Against the Falstad, pretty good snipe. Assassin hero to play also. Wiz did play Zeratul many times for the team, but after choosing to grab their own Falstad, seemed like another source of safe route actually necessary for them because ETC. It's not as tanky compared to the other tanks, so I think having the bunker is a pretty effective one.
Yeah, I think Blaze pretty capable of holding his own against basically any other solo laner right now. Honestly, it's a little bit tough sometimes, but also should be an incredibly eventful lane to watch.
We'll see as Phoenix win rate just keeps on rising up.
Well, it might not be rising up for much longer. That's a disappeared hero. What a magic trick right there. Phoenix getting completely deleted.
Well, G-clap first there. But
I was going to say, right? You might want to re-look up those Phoenix stats. I think they might be a little different now.
I think for the past 7 games, it was actually 7-0 from what I remember, but I can't tell past that. Exactly how many times it was played in Phase 2. I know it actually has a negative win rate when it actually first came out. Not a negative win rate, lower than 50% win rate. Excuse me.
Okay, yeah, just a below average.
You can't have a negative win rate. What are you saying?
I mean, a loss is a negative win, right?
Still 0%. I'm a math guy, okay? Don't try to trick me with numbers.
I'm trying my hardest, one step at a time. Curses, foiled again. I'll get you one of these days. Okay, so now Good is actually alive for more than just 10 seconds, and in lane doing what he does best. Rotation down to bottom will leave Falstad alone in middle lane because the shrine is very highly contested. See if they can grab both of them. They do, but unfortunately Falstad is not on the team that controls that. Can't take the Dragon Eye right now, and BlossoM will be able to recap.
They do have Gondar on the Hanzo now because Gondar, not Gondar. Modern has to actually flex into the Falstad, and he's actually the only one in the team that plays Falstad in competitive matches, having history. So there was a little bit of flexing. Honkono still on to ETC, keeping the tank together today.
I'm glad that they can be both so creative and flexible at the same time, because a lot of times that does rely on you being able to switch things up. And maybe that's one of the big benefits of bringing Honkono in, is that even though he's kind of taking over Gondar's role, there still is that ability to change things up.
Now, Furion 1v1ing Thrall, and he wins because of the rotation. They saw that. They saw one of the members, and of course Hanzo going down. So Thrall, just in case he goes down, that was going to be baited by Merryday down there, casting all this off the minimap. As we have some massive action in the mid lane.
Best minimap caster KR. Good job there, G-Clef.
I'm sitting on the wolf seat. I gotta make it up there.
There we go. Gone but not forgotten. This is a chance for us to get a chance to watch the top lane. Usually pretty uneventful, but especially with Signs coming up. Yeah, Wiz is in a little bit of trouble. Body blocking there. Wiz just wiggling back and forth. He is not going to last much longer. An unexpected rotation there. Tempest really catching BlossoM off guard.
And that's exactly how you stop Blaze. If you give space and get scared of that CC, you're supposed to block it and stop them, stop the Blaze from going any further.
Yeah, call that with the fire extinguisher. They brought it, put everything out up top, and that will allow them to push super hard. I mean, you can see Modern is trying to hold this off. Yeah, he has the Night Camp, so that's going to help him out a little bit. But overall, you're starting to see the same moves that make Tempest a great team.
But it's still not too bad, and they are going to get that early lead with the bottom if they actually get the camp onto the bottom. Lockdown already spotting this rotation. Only a Murden, so it may not be possible to have the 3v2.
Oh, face check there, not what Honkono wants. He's going to be very, very vulnerable.
It's still a 3v2 and gets the pulse set in as well, so they go get the camp and also a kill. One for now, and Sign is actually so low, cannot get the toss range to actually escape from there. Nicely done by Honkono, understanding the moment. He's the more than expert as well, so he's understanding when the timing of the toss was going to happen.
Absolutely beautiful to watch. The flight in, Falstad just really turning that around. A great bait mate on to Tempest, and that just shows you why walking in one by one might be great for Ants, but in general is not a great strategy.
And because of that overextension by Tempest, BlossoM actually got the turnaround. Hyde coming in for help, and Karazim DPS gets the kill.
Oh my goodness. Felt for a second we were watching like the hero
Deja
reveal.
vu here, Wiz. Going down once again.
I think Tempest are like, hey, we can bait you out too. And do get a nice bit of revenge there with another big win up top.
Yep, that's about it. As Tempest, they were about to lose in experience. They were down about 1/4. Now take the lead.
Hyde, vulnerable, but thankfully safe for now. And with both shrines controlled, could actually see Sign. Yeah, we'll pick up the first Dragon Knight of the game for Tempest.
3-10, not a bad one as they got the kill. They got 2 kills. And utilizing that because they also had somewhat of control on the bottom as well. It's going to be the first one. So not going to be too powerful, but is what you do from the other lanes that we don't really get to see on screen too much. So far just pushing, and with Phoenix has that massive siege.
Yeah, able to damage everything all at once. And ideally, this Dragon Knight will not actually be completely impactful, not able to break too far forward, but this BlossoM can maybe punish down bottom. Oh my god, stopped in his tracks. Honkono just can't buy and engage here.
There's no way. They do lock in 10. Nothing crazy, no Dragon Strike. Saw that fail many times. Actually got the first kill from Korea yesterday with the Dragon Strike kill. It's quite rare though.
There's a reason we don't see that very often. But for now, things are going to kind of reset. I mean, first Dragon Knight. Do you think Tempest, I mean, we talked about how getting it pre-10 is like, okay, well, working out pretty well, but did they get enough off of that objective?
Sorry, I wasn't listening for a second. I was looking at the map.
G-Clef, all right.
But I think they won. Yes, Tempest. Did end up getting what they wanted with the Dragon Knight. Not really getting too much done, but they got the push onto the bottom wall, so... If that was your question, right?
Close enough.
Okay.
I'll give you partial credit,
I tried to answer your question without
knowing the answer. You can make it up with extra credit later on.
The flank. Onto Honkono and see.
There's
massive damage.
Seven-sided blown up. Honkono, no chance to stay alive. Salvo coming through. Meriday still safe.
Ooh, Falstad, not the best path to take. I mean, sometimes you're really in a rush to deliver your birdie to your teammates, but...
That's what happens when you think you're playing against vegetarians, but it turns out that they definitely do not care and really love chicken.
Yeah, it's just that they never ate meat before.
Ah.
They never knew what it tastes what birds taste like before
Well,
they
now
actually
they're
got the
going to
first
be
taste.
once you get your first taste, that's probably going to result in a few more. So sieging forward, not quite able to crack their second fort, but definitely have the potential, especially with Urel coming down, looking for yet another flank, going to hop in, Avenging Wrath, hits Mary Day. Dami charging it up again and just keeps going.
Connor looking for that mosh angle. He's holding it. Oh, gets denied by that hammer.
Okay, I mean, that's why the hammer meta is so strong. Able to cut him off again.
And a few more hammers onto that cow, he can actually be turned into a pork cutlet.
I was going to say, that's where the meat tenderizers really kick into high gear.
Exactly. You just need that hammer. Just 30, 40 taps on it. Like, perfect fried.
Honkono, of course, a big fan of tonkatsu, but maybe not becoming one himself.
Oh, there's the second one.
Dami! Just let him use his ability, okay?
Are we sure that Dami is pretty sick today?
This is
or is he making just sick plays because he's sick?
That's
I'm
true.
making the wolf joke.
Wolf is rolling over in his grave right now.
Oh, lockdown locked in. Got to see Mosh Pit. He's locked in. That's going to be a kill secured for sure. Falstad also joins.
Here comes Dami, though. Nice rotation. Bunker, though, is going to actually prevent a lot of that damage inside. That's going to keep the push alive here for BlossoM going forward. Oh my god, perfect. Ult there from Dami stays alive and is going to be able to Avenging Wrath out of here. In the end, that's a big win for BlossoM, who will take a fort of their own.
Nice control, getting that. Because Tempest, they were actually opening up a lot of their safe path with the thralls and Sundering, making sure they buy some time, especially for Kerosene or Phoenix to actually escape. But he himself got caught, and with that big Mosh Pit only locking down one, but a great decision to make that actually made them catch up in the XP with the fort and the kill, and they got the rotation of their own now.
Yeah, I see a lot of maybe lesser ETCs try to save Mosh Pit for, like the dream, right? Where you catch 3-4 members and win the game by yourself, and win MVP and get all the votes at the end. Sometimes that's not what it takes. All you got to do is catch one, and that's what it looks like. So again, BlossoM looking for the engage. They haven't found it just yet. Tell Tempest are really paying this so carefully.
Sabo online. They know that Mosh Pit is still on cooldown. So that's why Tempest was pressuring early on. Just backing up because they do have control for both of the Shrine and there's a global against them.
That's true. That global is paying off right now for BlossoM. Able to decap and still provide that pressure. Maybe not for an incredibly long time now that Urel is back up to top lane. That's not going to be something Modern really wants to fight against.
Finally getting some Falstad value. And so far, although the flight location wasn't perfect because he was so far, I think that was the max range he could actually join. He's trying to channel, but loses that with Urel top already. So unless, even though BlossoM has their own global, unless they make something crazy happen like the lockdown with multiple members with the Mosh Pit, not even killing. Unless those kind of things happen with the perfect use of their global, I don't think BlossoM has a chance to really get the Dragon Knight so far.
Yeah, lockdown was actually a little bit further south. I thought he might be looking for a flank. There's no way to get through that wall. He did take Mosh Pit, no stage dive.
Ooh, look at that positioning of ETC. Hearth back home. Maybe he was looking for some rotation, punishment plays, but was quite far away from the entire team. So had to safely hard back home. Didn't want to get caught in the middle, Honkono. Not bad of an ETC play tonight. Game 1 was a little bit tough. Against the Malfurion, I would understand.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it banned in our first game, so it's cool to see that in Honkono's hands.
Look at the positioning of Hyde. That's usually where Sign would be. Is there because Urel's flank is also available all the time, and Sign joins the party bush, making the rotation. Wiz gets caught.
Oh, Wiz going to be forced to drop that bunker instantly.
Yeah, early bunker because of that 7-sided, and It's not. Oh yeah, Moshpit actually gets cancelled right there.
That's not something you see every day, but either way, it's going to stop the Mass CC from Onkono. Wiz actually still alive, does escape and get out, but at what cost? It's a lot of cooldowns burned.
That was going to be the moment for the Moshpit. 3-man lockdown and get instantly so well. And that was the angle for Hanzo to the maximum damage for all the skills as well, but greatly done. I don't know exactly what stopped that Moshpit from happening. It may just be the hammer from Nero.
Yeah, I mean, we still saw, what was that, 4 ults, a Dragon Arrow came in there as well, and it's just like, well, that's not when BlossoM wanted to go, but they did manage to get out without losing too much. So while, yeah, they're down those ult cooldowns, they didn't give up any crazy objectives, and still no one able to take second Dragon out of the game.
Looking to punish. As Tempest already got the... Trying to push, as Falstad is starting to make his way down here.
Onkono repaying the
so
favor
that's
to
2-1
Dami.
between Dami and Onkono.
Yeah, we'll keep score of that. They play ping pong with each other, trying to stop each other's engages, but still kind of cool to see that dynamic alive and well. 16 hit for both teams, so we don't see quite the big discrepancy that we had in Game 1. This game going by far much better for BlossoM. They have really adapted, changed quite a bit.
Yeah, Bunker, the reason why Blaze is so powerful and so many times using them is because dropping Bunker is actually one of the most forgiving skills in the Year of the Storm. Even if you are CC'd, it actually, if you press it like 0.2 seconds before, it actually drops down. And just securing you right in there, I think that's the reason why. And it's understanding because Kerosene was going to be there and you are going to be burned down by the percentage damage. Early Bunker seems like a safe... What we always say, better safe than sorry.
That is what we always say, G-Clef. Better safe than sorry. So he was both safe there and not actually very sorry.
Oh, gets the Dragon Knight!
Whoa! Gust actually away there on the Dami will allow Modder to fly out, so that's not what Falstad wanted, but I think it was the emergency escape, and yeah, the Dragon Knight actually the most surprising part of that.
It's the chemistry. You spray the oil, but it takes time for the flame to actually spread through the oil. So I think that was at the same time. Just getting that Dragon Knight, that was close, but just 0.1 second too late.
I didn't actually realize that until you pointed it out, but yeah, mechanic that will pay off in that respect. And now Tempest, with their second Dragon Knight of the game, looking to push right up the middle. Fort is not going to last very long.
This is the second one, but so much powerful because we're kind of in the late game now and almost at the right before they're about to hit 20, so that was a massive one. Once they hit 20, they can just pressure out and go towards the keep. Lockdown just looking out. He's not AFKing, guys, don't report. See, he's moving.
He is waiting for this flank, and he absolutely could get it off. A huge sundering behind BlossoM would really, I mean, literally stop them in their tracks. Dragon Knight does go down. It's signed safe for the rest of his team. So Stormbolt out. He and even Lockdown, everyone repositioning here. Tempest not going to overextend just yet.
Because they do have a great understanding that Falstad can always gust them. BlossoM making move pre-20 for Tempest.
And there it goes. I don't think that's the gust they were really worried about.
That was miscommunicated, different individual decision, as Falstad wanted to steal the camp on Kana at that moment as the one who would dive in. And because he feels the threat that he was going to die if he went in, didn't really go in. So that was a waste, but still on a short cooldown, so that's coming back soon. That's the kind of the negative synergy that we've been saying about BlossoM a little bit. If they want to go dive in, let's put everything down here, and maybe we can lose the game. It might not be the best choice, but we just have to do it right now because they have 20. Let's go in, and everything just falls in. Even if they lose, they end up doing something. They follow the shot call, but those kind of things, they just ended up wasting Gust, and they have to buy a lot of time because of that.
I mean, Gust is already back off cooldown. And to go off what you said, I mean, a bad call that everyone follows is better than a good call that nobody follows. So a lot of times a bad call, or not even a bad call, but just like something that might not work out, does go very well as long as everybody commits.
But that is the reason why you have a shot caller. And if the game didn't, if you lose the game because of bad shot calls, like, we're all human. We can't be perfect. If one has a perfect shot calling all the time, which cannot happen all the time, so you just have to follow the order sometimes. And so far, BlossoM not really showing that in game 1 and 2 together.
Sign will get the capture down bottom, so
they will get the Dragon Knight.
It's going to be third Dragon Knight for Tempest.
And that's a keep.
Oh, yeah, guaranteed.
Unless BlossoM just dives in and gets a kill onto Phoenix and Hyde, we'll have to see a little bit. They do have false stat. I mean, can actually use the Gust.
That Dream Gust is there. See how effective it will be. I'm not
Wind Tunnel?
Extremely optimistic.
We will see. They caught up to 20, so it is Wind Tunnel.
Yeah,
they
Wind
don't
Tunnel.
need the FP mount to catch up in the XP.
Oh, nice denial. 2-2 there. The score as far as knockbacks are concerned. Dami tied up on, but yeah, this is a very vulnerable keep. Doesn't look like Tempest are going to be stopped anytime soon. I'm waiting to see what will Modern go for. The keep falls, and maybe now BlossoM looking for a counter engage. Arrow comes out. Dragon Arrow stuns 2.
Okay, the flight's in, but one kicked out. So this synergy, they're Modern in a dangerous situation. Has to is the wind tunnel, but isolates good because of that. Nicely done. Seems like they will get the kill. But Hyde comes, gets the cleanse.
Oh.
Nice block from Merida. He's going to be down.
Sickest save on Good. I think a little bit unintended to split Good away from the rest of his team after rolling him back, but it almost took him out, as is a little bit too sick a save there by Karazim, and that's going to allow Tempest to continue their push forward. Lockdown comes out of the Dragon Knight, but is almost even more powerful as a hero. Honkono getting kind of soloed off there at the back. The Fissure to even try to win the 1v1, because by now the game is all but over.
Oh, look at that. Witch is diving into the 11-sided, and the game seems like it's almost over. 2 men down for BlossoM. Can they hold it? The core lost all the shield. There's a mosh, but canceled right after. I mean, that's going to be another kill. 4 man down. Honkono, the only one left. Good. He's pretty low, but he may just be
I think he's trying to bait Honkono over here, but in the end, Honkono will be a very sad cow, which there are probably many. Now that Tempest have kind of tasted blood, that chicken, they're looking to have a little bit of beef before they finish things off.
That's right, hammered, and he's gone. Gonna be the next one up in the menu, and there's the core going down. Tempest taking the series 2-0. Well, we thought it could be a closer series. I think BlossoM still has some work to do in terms of teamwork. Their coordination is still not up to date, though shot call was actually okay. At the very end, Modern just flying out, but at the same time was kicked. One of the members actually got kicked all the way back to the core, saying they couldn't have all the 5 men to start the team fight.
Yeah, I mean, it takes 2 points to make a line, and if you follow BlossoM's trajectory, they looked much better in game number 2. So game 3, maybe is their chance to turn things around, but it'll be their last one. Quick look at the stats. Did anything stand out to you, G-Gluff?
Not too much, but of course Irel didn't die. Pretty standard, I would say. But Irel actually having much more experience gained compared to Falstad does tell us a lot about what happened in this game. Which basically means the 4-man from Tempest let Irel to basically soak in mid and top all the time. And Falstad, who came for the help so many times, losing experience compared to Irel, who was supposed to be the global, soaking more experience for the team, didn't really work out. We could tell a lot from just those 2 numbers of what BlossoM tried to do with their global, didn't work out. Tempest, they had a strong 4-man rotation, always working out, not really losing too many members. That seems like the summary for game number 2.
That's a pretty good summary. I think my favorite part about game number 2 is trying to keep score. Urel and ETC both kind of knocking each other back and forth, canceling the engages remarkably consistently. I don't see that timing be something that most players are able to pull off that consistently, but I'm glad to see that in the end, I think we ended 2-2, so
yep, and
pretty even.
Oftentimes we do have the question. It is not our choice to wear the shirt, and it's from the production. And I actually like it, so don't
we actually
negative,
have
guys.
a totally white shirt, and we wrap blue blankets around ourselves.
I actually tried on the old ones, the old tie with the brown, the striped one, and the jacket on top of this shirt, which actually looks a lot better. And we have the AC on all the time, so why not just put on our jackets?
I wouldn't mind that, but we have to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll come back with what could be the final game in this series. We'll see you soon.